Hello once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. Recently back, once again, from the planet of Batuu and Black Spire Outpost, Galaxy's Edge, aka Walt Disney World, Florida, Disney Hollywood Studios, where I was able to go down for a short visit to, number one, visit my daughter, who is working down in the Walt Disney area, but also to enjoy my 50th birthday. Yes, I turned 50. It's okay. I hit level 50. That's how I consider it. And went out and enjoyed a couple of days in the parks before, as teachers, the school year starts up again for my wife and I. So I had a wonderful time. Normally we are July travelers. We decided to get an extra trip down and just to see what it's like in August. A couple of things to be aware of if you decide to travel in August. Number one, you got to be really cognizant of the weather in terms of tropical storms and hurricanes. They do tend to be a little more frequent at that time of year. They say hurricane season is like June to November, but I think it's concentrated. The most chances you have of running into a storm or hurricane down in Florida would be in the early August to mid-September range, based on past performance. So there was some hurricanes leading up to our trip, but then they had kind of gone past, and then there was one coming just as we were leaving, but it went to, at the time of this recording, it's actually probably going to be heading up towards, went through Louisiana and Ida, I believe it is, and it's going up towards, actually, it might be coming towards us from the inland, so we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, so we had a good time with the weather. It's a little humid, a little more humid than you're used to, but I think some of the hurricanes, when they're not right on top of you in Florida, they actually provide cool breezes, which was nice. So that was one thing we noticed. The other thing we noticed is that it was quite sparsely crowded. I think some of that has to do with the fact that it's the start of the school year and a lot of families are not traveling at this point, but which happens every year. But I think on top of that, there have probably been a lot of concerned people about the Delta variant with COVID, and we are both vaccinated, my wife and I. We wore masks in all crowded situations, even where we weren't told we had to, like in outdoor crowded situations. So we feel that we've done all we can do to be as safe as we can be. And so far, there has not been any adverse effects, and we're feeling pretty good about it. So, in terms of whether you should travel at this point, I would recommend it, but I do recognize that some people are very concerned about traveling due to the virus, and I get that, so you have to make your own decision. But what I wanted to talk about today was what's in my Disney bag. Now, most people say what's in my Disney bag meaning that what are you packing for Disney? But no, me, it's more like what's actually in the bag of the stuff that you bought. So, obviously, being a collector, I was very excited to be able to find a few more items, some items that are rare, some items that are a little bit more unique. So I want to share with them, and some of them are pretty common, so I want to share with them now. First one is something my daughter gave me, and that is an empty bottle of Baby Yoda hand sanitizer. Now, funny story, I had actually purchased this in a Target last year. Obviously, hand sanitizer was everywhere, so I picked up, it's Baby Yoda hand sanitizer. So I picked it up, I brought it down on our trip last year, and I had left it with her and said, use it up if you want to have some extra stuff in your car or whatever. So she did. But I jokingly said, don't throw the package away. But so she brought it back. So, okay, there we go. I don't really think it's very valuable, but it's cute. It's got a little Baby Yoda thing on there. I don't even know if they're still available at Target, but it was a cute little thing to do. And everybody was, scrambling around last year to get hand sanitizer. So once they did, they were putting every kind of character under the sun on there. So that was cute. The other thing I wanted to share is my family, my wife and daughter, decided to give me a little surprise, and they gave me this little Disney gift pack that features this drawstring bag, and it was Disney's Galaxy's Edge. Now, this was actually a pack that you could have, if you wanted to, you could have it be delivered to your room as kind of a prize, like Disney Floral, I think, does it, and you can have them deliver it to your room. So it's a pretty cool thing. You just look up Disney Florist or Disney Floral and Gifts, and you can get the phone number and you can set it up and have them deliver it. I think you might be able to actually order it online these days. So it was pretty cool. So it was found, I had to go down to the desk to retrieve it. I could have had them bring it up to the room, but I did, and it was all wrapped up in a nice gift. So that was it. Of course, there's stuff in it. Now, I will say there were 2 items in it that I did not take with me. I left them with my daughter. One of them was, and if you look back on some old episodes, I'll try to pop a photo of it in here now, was they were selling, and they still are selling in Galaxy's Edge, these spray fans. They're basically like water bottles that have spray on the end, and it has a fan, so it's like a mister, so you can actually mist yourself with cool water to help, you know, beat the heat. And they have ones in Galaxy's Edge that are specifically made to look like moisture evaporators, and it was a really cute thing that they had when they were first starting, and they still have them, so they've been including them as part of this gift pack. So I already picked one up. I didn't realize that right away, but then I looked at some old videos and I realized that I picked one up. It's actually sitting right over there, and I had said to my daughter, why don't you keep it, and anytime you go into the park, just fill that thing up and bring it with you, and you got instant cool. So, and you're like kind of cosplaying when you do that. So that was one thing. The other thing that it came with was a little baseball cap, but I think it might have been a child's baseball cap because it was just a little tight on me. My daughter, who's an adult, but she's smaller than me, so the hat actually fit her better. So I gave her, it was a X-Wings Rogue Squadron blue baseball cap. So I gave that to her as well for her to take with her. But she also got me a separate gift that was not part of this, which I want to show to you now. And that is this really nifty tumbler. This is a thermal glass, metal Star Wars tumbler, and they sell these. Anybody who's been to Disney recently will know what this is. They actually sell these in a lot of the resorts, and it is a essentially an unlimited refill drink. So if you're going to stay in you're in a Disney resort and you're going to be utilizing their commissary area, which has a drink station and coffee and tea and other things like that, you are really, 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 if you're going to stay any more than like 4 days, you definitely want to purchase something like this. They have like a cheaper plastic mug with a handle that you can get different types of Disney characters on them, and it's unlimited refills in the resort. And we just used it basically for coffee. But when you see how much coffee costs, it's definitely a smart idea to get this. This was, I think the regular mugs are like $22. The plastic ones, this is a little bit bigger. This was $30, and but it was unlimited refills. So when you consider that a cup of coffee might cost anywhere between a small coffee might be $1.75 and a large coffee might be close to $3. I made this back in very quick order. So not to mention sodas and teas and things like that. So it's really cool. So she gave that to me for my birthday. So thank you to my daughter, Karina, for that. It's really cool. It's got a nice cartoon style, almost comic book art with on Tatooine with R2-3PO, the Land Speeder, and Luke. So pretty cool stuff. That wasn't part of this bag. Okay, the other things that were included in here were, let me see if I can. We had a patch. It's kind of it was a sorry. It's like a Corellian YT 1300 Light Freighter Black Spire Outpost Batuu. This is one of those sticker patches, so if you have like a jean jacket or something, or you want to put it on your backpack or something, you can just stick it right on there and it'll stay. Gives you some, you can remove it too, but they say don't remove it if you want it to, the adhesive will start to wear off if you do. That's pretty cool. And then we have also, forgive me if I start to sweat down here, it's very humid in the in my basement, so I have my dehumidifiers running, but they can sometimes run kind of warm. We have a really cool Black Spire Outpost luggage tag. You put your stuff, you snap this open and you put your contact information there. So that's really cool. It's got the nice little Black Spire kind of logo design. And almost there. We got some really cool Han Solo dice. Now I received something like this when the Solo movie came out, but these are far, far better quality dice. They are they're more like beveled, they're a little bit more rounded. They have a deeper cut of the symbols inside there. So that's pretty cool. So I enjoyed, I'm happy to have this. I'm probably gonna just put it over my Black Spire since they are this, you can tell this logo here, this brown tag here shows that this is Black Spire Outpost Galaxy's Edge merchandise along with the tag. And lastly was a really nifty Droid Depot pen, our little R2, you can see, you got a little R2 on there, and just snaps open and shut like a regular pen, but it's got a really cool R2-D2 design. I really love this. I think this is kind of clever. It's a throwback. If you remember those pens that had all different color inks on them, and you can just do different ones. This only does one, but it's a cool thing. So there's R2, it's a nifty pen. I don't know if I'll have it in my little my pocket here, because I don't estimate that these are going to last very long. They're more for show. So pretty cool. But there he is, R2-D2 in the form of a pen. So very cool stuff. And the drawstring bag itself is really awesome. So excited about that. Got a nice little silvery look to it. So that was really cool. It was a fun little surprise. I was not expecting that. I thought just the trip down to Florida was the birthday gift. So a little extra something was great. All right, so what else we got? Well, we also have something I was really excited about. Every holiday season, now remember, there's two main holiday seasons in Disney. There's Halloween and there's the Christmas holiday season. So I'm never down there for Halloween. I mean, it's just, as people who watch this channel know, I'm a band director. I am constantly doing marching band stuff, and I'm not able to get down there. So I've never been able to acquire the Disney R2 Halloween figure that comes out pretty much every year for the past decade or so. I've never been able to acquire it. Sometimes my daughter, who works near there, is able to find it and pick it up, but sometimes it's really hard to find. Well, I was able to acquire not one, but two. And there is a limit to how many people can do. Thank you, Disney, for making that limit, because if it wasn't for Disney finally enforcing the no more than 2 pieces of merchandise limit per customer, I probably would not have been able to get it. It is R6 WICH or R6 Witch. And there it is. There is the R2, or I should say the R6, kind of red and black and white with a nice witch's hat. Pretty cool stuff. I love that they put out these little Halloween inspired and holiday inspired figures. I think they're really fun. So I was able to get 2 of them. What am I going to do with the second one? I don't know. I might open it. I might sell it later on. Who knows? We'll see. But I just decided that let me just pick up 2. All right, and then we're almost done. We do have, if I can reach in here, I did pick up a few other items. We have some more Kyber crystals. I picked up 4 distinctly colored Kyber crystals, okay? And I am not going to unbox these. I think I'm going to save them for a future episode where I might put them in. We have a Jedi holocron and a Sith holocron, and these can work with them. So I might put them in there, maybe even try them in one of my lightsabers and see how they work. So that's my plan. But I got a red one. I do think I want to open up the red one right now. And the reason I'm saying that is because the red one could be a black Kyber crystal. There's a 1 in 10 chance of receiving the black Kyber crystal. So I will check that at this very moment, because I feel like I just want to know. I have to know. I know some people who have really, when Black Spire first opened, they were going crazy trying to find them, and I just, they're not the cheapest thing in the world to get, so I didn't really see the need. There used to be a thing where you could actually hold it up to the light to see if you could find the black one, but people were doing that, and Disney caught wind of it and said, no, you're not going to do that. So let's see if I lucked out. All right, so now I gotta, and nope, another red one, but that's okay. Yeah, see, they put this little piece of black, you can see in there, they put this piece of red and black paper on around it to keep you from being able to hold up your phone light to it. Those clever Disney folks. But I kind of like that. I think that's I'm okay with that. So so another red one. I probably end up going in and buying a few every time I go, and just buy a red one with it and just hope for that red black one. Or I can just find somebody who's selling one on eBay, I suppose. All right, but speaking of lightsaber, lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have this. We have this really awesome box, and anybody who's watched any kind of unboxings will know what this box is. I did pick up a Legacy lightsaber. Very excited about it. I gotta make sure I do this right though. Now I will say the lightsabers were in fact because they were hard to find. There was a lot. I think there's material that is used to make lightsabers that might be a little bit hard to find right now. There might be a thing coming from other countries, and things are there's been some embargoes and things due to the virus, so a lot of sabers have been sold out. But this particular one was not, and I'm very excited because this was one that I was very interested. I don't collect lightsabers very much. I mean, I do have quite a few of the master replicas, but you know, to me, I wasn't about to try to find every single person's lightsaber. So, let me get this. Oh, they put this tape on it, which sadly gets stuck on it. Sorry. Oh, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing here? What are you doing? There we go. Now, first of all, I love the box that this comes in. Funny thing, I was on it has a nice little, so you got the little Rebel or Resistance or New Jedi Order or whatever it is, little symbol there. I really enjoy this. I really like the way they market these sabers. This obviously is just the hilt. You can get a blade to go with it, but because we were traveling and by plane, I didn't really feel like having to lug a blade with us, so opted instead to just get the hilt. All right, but it's really cool the way they kind of set it up. Now, the Legacy lightsabers are a little different than when you go to Savi's to build a lightsaber, which is an incredible experience. And I will say, as I mentioned on my video when I was walking around, if you don't complain about the price of it, don't complain about it unless you walk in there and see that nobody's doing it. Because the reality of it is that there was a line going out the door all day long into the night. We were in there last July, a month ago. We went to the cantina and had a late kind of sitting where we just sat and had a few drinks and a bite to eat, a little snack there. And then when we walk out, and Hollywood Studios was closed over an hour, and we walked out and there's still a line of people going into Savi. So the Legacy lightsabers, or sorry, the build your own lightsaber thing is a pretty cool experience. So don't knock it unless you've tried it. I do recognize though it's pricey. So if some people opt for just the Legacy lightsabers, which are in fact cheaper, not much, but they are in fact cheaper. So which one did I get? I'm sure everybody's trying to figure it out. Okay, open this up. And there it is. I decided to acquire Princess Leia's lightsaber. Why did I do that one? Well, because for one thing, I feel as though Princess Leia's lightsaber was a really cool surprise part of the whole Rise of Skywalker and the end of Skywalker story, and I just thought it was a really cool looking lightsaber, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So there we have it. Now it does come with a hilt. Okay, this is what you would have kind of hanging. Now out of the gate, I will tell you that when you have this in hand as just a hilt without the blade, it is excruciatingly heavy. It is not something that you want to purchase to wield around as if it was not something. Even having it hang from your belt, you better have a very strong clip, okay? Because it is important to know that. Now, I do want to point something out. The Legacy lightsabers come with a kind of a two types of tops here. This one you'll notice here. See how like it's very, very small? Well, if you ever look at a lightsaber in the films, that's the length, that's the width or the diameter of the tiny space that the blade is supposed to shoot out from. Okay, because in Star Wars lore, it is a beam of light, and it's not just going out like this, it's actually thickened, and it is essentially a weapon, a very civilized weapon that works a very certain way in Star Wars world. In real world, okay, we haven't kind of figured that technology out yet. So in an effort to make a blade fit out of this, they need a different way to do this. So this actually does come with a second blade. And if you look on this little thing here and you kind of lift it up, you'll see that you have this other little piece. Okay, let's see if I can, there it is. So I'll show you how that works. You just pull this off, and you have this secondary piece that you have to actually add to this. So what you basically do is you unscrew it as if it was like a... Okay. Now unscrewing it like this, I believe, is also... Well, maybe not. I just want to check the battery situation here. I don't think it... Yeah, it needs... Oh, it does have batteries. Okay. All right. So my guess is... My guess is that when you plug it in where you actually have the hilt, okay, cool. So now you see, when you look at it this way, this is meant obviously to hold an actual blade. Okay, and holding the blade allows you to, because this little piece comes out and you put the blade in and you can actually do that. So I don't know if the batteries are fully operational or whatever. If you don't get a tag on the end of this video, then you'll know that it wasn't working right, you know, like in that sense. I'm not even sure my blade that was from the Savi Build-A-Saber will even come out or be able to be put in here. We will have to wait and see. But otherwise, I didn't even buy it for that. I just bought it for the hilt because it's a lot easier to display with just the hilt. But this is what the hilt would look like if you just left it like this and you wanted to put the blade in and out, which doesn't look like the prop itself, because all sabers have a kind of a thinner end here. So I'm going to actually unscrew this again and put the original one in. It's also a lot lighter when you use this, when you use the blade hilt, because they know that they're going to be adding the weight of the blade. So, but this is the more displayable way to hold the saber. So there you go. Jedi in Training, Leia Organa Solo Saber. Really cool. I just love the color of it, love the feel of it. I just thought it was a really cool thing. I did not get it. A few months ago, they actually released a special Luke and Leia saber together that had this really special box, and when you would press it, the Force theme played. It was really cool. But I did not purchase it. I was not down there to purchase it, and even if I did purchase it, it would have been a lot more money than I was willing to spend. So I'm happy just to have Leia, which will find a great space in the collection. So I will say this, I was warned, and it comes to anybody's interested, when it comes to the Legacy sabers, if you want to go out and buy a saber and go out and do lots of pretend fighting, be careful. The Master or the Black Series sabers are probably a little bit more meaty for that. Okay, they have a little bit more, you know, ability to withstand constant hitting and everything else. They're really not meant to be fought with. They're meant to be displayed. Okay, there's also companies like Ultra Saber and things like that that offer amazing sabers for less money that do a lot more. You can't get the exact designs. You can get similar, but you can't get the exact designs. But they do, if you're solely interested in going out and, you know, sparring with friends on sabers, you definitely want to look into a company like that that will give you a lot more bang for your buck, and for that purpose. But when you want, you know, official prop replica kind of things, you know, you really can't do better than this kind of thing. So thank you to Disney for that. This is awesome. And when I say thank you to Disney, just thank you for offering it. I did pay for it. They're not a sponsor, not yet. Goals. Anyway. All right. So that will do it. That's my basic Disney haul for this trip. Love it there. I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to have it. I think our next trip is probably not going to happen until the holidays, like the actual holiday weeks, Christmas to New Year's break. But that's fine. There's a lot of that 50th anniversary is going to be fun to follow on YouTube and see what's going on with that. And then we'll get to participate in it then. And real excited to see what other lightsabers and other Galaxy's Edge merch comes our way. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you want to support the channel, best way to do so is either just to like and subscribe. If you want to support a little bit more, check out my TeePublic store with some awesome t-shirt designs and other types of product designs that you know, if you make a purchase, it supports the channel. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.